Well, good evening, everyone. I'm just giving this one more second because I want to make sure that our stream is working, and sometimes YouTube is a little slow to actually show you that. So hold on one second. We'll be going live here in just a second. Sometimes it can take a few minutes. Depends on a lot of factors, internet and whatnot. But we gotta. This is my very first live stream. I've never live streamed anything before. I've watched a lot of live streams. I've watched a lot of replays of live streams, but this is the first time I've ever live streamed something myself. And I'm hoping it goes well. I don't fully expect that many people to show up. It's a very particular topic we're going to be covering today. And but you know what? If anybody, even one person, shows up, then that's awesome. And then we're going to hopefully slice this up and make a series of videos from the resulting footage. So I'm pretty excited to get started. I've procrastinated on this particular live stream for quite a while. And, I am just still not sure that this is even working. I don't know. And so I have to apologize in advance to everybody, really, because this is my first live stream. And so I'm learning as I go. I've done some experimentation. Let's see. Let's jump over to Volacci 3D. So this channel is going to be called Volacci 3D. And I am just not finding it. I wonder how do you find out if you're live? Is it a link? Did I give you a link? Stream URL, backup stream URL. Okay, here we go. Let's try the stream URL. And let's see if the stream URL is giving us anything. Okay. VLC. Can't be open in VLC. Bear with. I don't know, I'm stumped. I'm not sure how to verify that I am actually live here. So we're going to leave this, let it run for a minute, and we're going to keep struggling with it. And maybe document it. Hey! Okay, I think I found it. Live now, live stream, just clear the old cache. We're going to mute that. I have to say, one of the things that I hate the most about watching live streams is that long period of time at the beginning where they're just saying, well, is it live? Is it live? And here I am, and a long period of time at the beginning wondering if my video is live. I get it now. I get it now. I understand why everybody is so, pausey at the beginning of their videos. All right. Hi, I'm Ben Finkley, and this is Volacci 3D. This is the first and hopefully a series of videos that I'm going to be making about one of my passions, which is 3D printing, and more specifically making money with 3D printing. So I've started a side gig called Mighty Tidy. You can find us on Etsy, or you can go to mightytidy.com and making products for the home with 3D printers. I have a small 3D printer farm, and decided, you know what, I think it'd be fun to build my own printer. I have a couple of printers. I have a Creality CR10 Max and a couple of other printers here and there, and I've upgraded them. I've done a lot of work on them, but I've never actually built one myself. So that's what this live stream is about. I would like to actually go through step by step and build my first 3D, it's not my first to own, but my first to build 3D printer. So we're going to jump in here and we're going to do it. And hopefully you're along for the ride. And if you're building a 3D printer, specifically, we're going to be working on the Prusa i3 MK3S Plus or Mark III S Plus, which I ordered and received actually a few months ago, and I just haven't had a chance yet to put it together, mostly because I was getting ready to build this channel and just putting all the pieces in place to get that done. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump in. I'm going to switch over. I've got a couple of different cameras set up, and hopefully this will give you a good idea of everything that's going on. I'm still not 100% used to OBS, so if there are certain pauses as I get things figured out, I appreciate it. All right, so here's the machine itself, the box that it came in. I have opened it. I literally cut the tape. I think I cut the tape. Yeah, I cut the tape, and that is all that I have done is cut the tape. I haven't even there. That's the first time I did that. I haven't opened the box. I've done nothing here except cut the tape. And then I've jumped over here, as you can see, to the Prusa3D.com website. And I'm skipping ahead to step 2 of this process, although there's not really, I don't really have a reason that I skipped ahead. I just think this initial part is just kind of introductory, kind of telling you, hey, you've got these tools and you've got these bags with these different parts in it and labels and how you can reference them. And it's basically, hey, click the plus button so you can zoom in. Some obvious stuff, but like it's helpful, right? It's really good stuff. If you're going to build one of these printers, take the time to go through and read this first step. And then, of course, the Haribo Golden Bears, which apparently are a big deal. I'm not a huge fan. I don't love them, don't hate them, but apparently you get a bag of Golden Bears in your build box. But we're gonna find all that out. Right on. So if there's anything wrong with the video or with the audio, please send me a comment or just comment on this video. Let me know so that I can make adjustments and I can improve what we're doing. And I'm just going to click over and we're going to start unpacking this box. I'm also going to switch over to my top-down camera and we're just going to get started opening this thing up. I'm pretty excited. It's been sitting on the floor of my office for the longest time. My wife will be happy that I get this out of the way. All right, so it's the congratulations on getting a Prusa printer. The Prusa printer cheat sheet. So this is pretty, I think this is going to come in handy. I'm actually going to grab a piece of tape. On the wall right in front of me is my shutters actually, and I'm going to tape this. Actually, should I tape this on the shutters? I have a feeling I'm going to grab this a bunch. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to tape it right now, and then I'm going to pull it off. So there it is. It might be the last time you see it, but I'm going to hang it on the wall right in front of me so that I can have it handy for when I need it. There we go. All right. I have the 3D printing handbook. Seems pretty dense. Probably lots of great info and troubleshooting tips and whatnot. I have been 3D printing for a few years now, so I don't think I'm going to, well, I don't know. I don't want to be cocky. We have our assembly instructions, which is a beautiful color printed book on how to assemble The printer, I'm actually going to be using the web instructions. Oh, look at this. Bunch of stickers. Well, that's cool. Some of these are pretty neat. So I have a theme I'm doing on my laptop of black and white stickers. So there's a few here that I think I will use. That's awesome. Oh wow, this thing's extensive. Just the table of contents takes multiple pages. Look at that. Anyway, we're going to start at the beginning. We're going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to set this aside since we're not really going to use it. That's aside. All right, we have step 2, y-axis. I think this might be 2. That's the step. And we're on step 2. So we're going to keep that. I'm going to put the 3D printing handbook aside. Okay, we have a check of all the parts, the hot end measuring graph. That's pretty cool. I will set that aside. And what else do we have? Here is a power supply, clearly. Oh, there we go. There they are. Everybody's there. The golden bears. Awesome. That looks just great. All right, I guess we'll be eating some of those, but for now, we're setting that aside. Now, I don't have a ton of space on the desk that I'm using. Power cord. This is all going to end up going back in the box, but for now, we're just going to set it aside so that we can get everything out. Basic filament. Pretty straightforward. Good. Always use more filament. Some puffy packing material. Okay, this is our fasteners. And fasteners and glue. Step 8. Extruder box. Okay. I'm not sure we're going to need all of that right away, but let's set that there. Let's keep going. It says plastic parts set orange. And there are all of the plastic parts. Now, this is actually pretty cool. I'm also working on another build, too. Oh, look, here's one for 2, y-axis. I'm going to try and get through step 2 today. 3, 4, 6, 5, spool holder, and 8. All right. So we're going to put all these back in their little respective box. We're going to close that up. I'm going to set it aside, and we're just going to, for now, going to keep the 2. I'm sure we'll get all that stuff right back out. Motor kit. This is heavy duty. Look at that. Can you read that? It's too bright. Sorry if that's too bright. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, S. So I'm guessing we're going to need that right away. So we're going to set that there. This has got to be the build plate. I can't imagine that we're doing the build plate right away, but let me just crack that open. Steel sheet, that's for printing. That piece. Oh, you know what? Maybe. It says 7 on that one. Maybe we need this. Alright, but that doesn't explicitly say, so we're going to set that aside. So everything is labeled, but it's not. Some things are not labeled, which I think mean that they're for post-printing. These are motors. So you got a box of motors. Those are cool. I know we're not going to need those for a little while. We're going to get our frame built. And that's it. Empty box. Boom. Alright, so set that there. We're going to set that there. And let's see. Alright, let's see what we got. We have the y-axis, step 2, and this light is just gonna make it hard for you to see anything. Let's see what we can do. It got worse. That got better. How did we do? It's a function of the lights and the camera. I wanted to make it as bright as possible, but I think maybe we're washing out like what the camera can handle. I think like it keeps flashing back in and out, but hopefully you can see that. There is some little there you can kind of see it at an angle. There's some pictures of what we should expect to find inside. There's that piece. There's this one. And then all those. All right. These will go back in the box. All right, here we go. And then 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, here we go. Here's a bag. It says 2 y-axis. So I assume, with the belt and everything, I assume I'm going to need everything in that. If there's a belt in there, I'm probably going to need one of the motors. But we'll see. So let's go through here. Power cord of some kind, some glue, LCD, definitely will need that. 0, I'm guessing we'll need 0 if we're already on step 2, and I think that's it for step 2. Prusa lubricant and applicator set. Spare bag. So what they say about the spare bag is that if you lose a piece, you'll find it in the spare bag. Let's not lose any pieces. Screw the discs. All right, we already looked at that. All right, we're gonna come back to this box. Definitely probably gonna need that pretty soon. And we're gonna flip over and we're gonna set this aside. All right, we'll be back. Don't you worry. 4. Uh-oh, how did I end up with 4 out? All right, fastener. Let's go back to the fastener box. You know, they don't say what to do if you lose a whole bag of fasteners. They say what to do if you lose one fastener. All right, we're off to the races. Here we go. Let's get these unpacked. So this is a failed print of one of the products that I sell on Etsy. And I'm hoping that it will make a good spot to keep all of my, I got a shadow. Is that from the camera? I got a shadow. I'll have to fix that later. So I'm hoping this is where I can keep all of these so that they don't go everywhere. I got some rubber feet. Let's see. 6 M3 ends. So there's a bunch of different things in there. That's a greasy mess. Misumi. Oh, this is the slider that will slide along, well, it's the y-axis, so it'll slide along the y-axis. I imagine that comes a bit later, so, and it's greasy in that thing. Look at that. That is, can you see how greasy that is? I don't have autofocus on this lens, but there. So it says Musimi, but like, I don't know if you can see that, but man, it is just greasy. And actually there's some grease on the outside of it too. Very oily, which is, I guess, to protect it. And we lost our camera. Did I bump something? What happened here? Well, this might end soon, quickly, because if we don't have a camera, we can't really assemble. We can't assemble the printer. All right, well, let's see. The camera is working. Let's plug the video. That come up. And Live Pro. Oh, Live Pro 1 and the laptop screen. Oh, I see what happened. There it is. We were on the wrong screen. Okay. Again, sorry, still getting used to the OBS software here. Let me get that dialed in a little bit. All right. Okay. Hopefully we can edit all this up and it'll come out like I'm a genius and everything went perfect. Not that I need it to go perfect, but you know what I mean. No long delays while I figure out what's wrong with my camera. Needle nose. I have my own that I brought to the party. But for now, until proven otherwise, we will stick with the Prusa version. Here is a regular standard screwdriver. And then a bunch of these. Now, I will be honest with you, I will not probably use these. I've got a set of really great screwdrivers, hex screwdrivers, and these are really a royal pain. So I'm gonna put this back in the box. I'm gonna grab my set. Sorry, I know you can't hear me, but I am grabbing my set of screwdrivers, my hex set of screwdrivers. I have big ones, I have small ones. Looks like I won't need any super huge ones, so I'll just bring these over, and then because I'm 3D printing and stuff all the time, I'm always leaving them out. So I have my 3D printer farm is out in the garage. Okay, so this says I'm going to need a 1.5. I don't think I'm going to need the 4. The 1.5. The 2. The 1 times n, 2.5, 2.5, and the 3. So I'm not going to need this huge one. Huge. It's 4 millimeters. That's what passes for huge. But, all right. So there's some screwdrivers, and then we already covered that. Oh, there's a 3. Yeah, okay, I got the 3. And then a 5 by 5 millimeter. Okay, that's this one. All right, there's all my screwdrivers squared away. Don't think I need that bag anymore. And then let's go through here. These are all going to be for the y-axis. We'll just, I could go through here and sort all these and whatnot. I'm not going to do it. I get bored easily, so that doesn't sound like fun. A couple of brackets, 3 brackets, a belt. Couple of, oh, these are to attach it to, so these slide into here. Well, I thought maybe these would slide. Oh yeah, they do. So these slide into here, and then you attach something, you screw something into it. So that's what those are for. So I don't know what to call those, but those. And then I've got this whole mess of screws, and then this whole mess of screws. So I'll tell you what, let's dump these out into that. No screws left there, so we're gonna get rid of that bag. Get rid of that one. And this tells me everything. I'm gonna just very quickly verify that I've got the major components. So 32 of these, I'm assuming is this. And then 22, and then these of various types and sorts. Whole mess of them. Again, I will probably take a fraction of time longer later on because I didn't sort them all and put them in their own different whatever, but you know, whatever. 3 of these, the Sumis. One of the, what is that? 1 times 623. Alright, well we got the 4 feet, and we got the belt. We got the Masumis. 1 times 6, is that what this, no, that's not what that is. What is this? This is a bracket of some, oh, this is a bearing clip. So those will probably come at the end. Well, 2 of those. We have all these y-axis printed parts. We're going to leave those in the box for now. I'm a little concerned. Oh, so there's that piece, and then is it this? Is that what this one is? I mean, doesn't look like it, but I don't know what else it could be. So there's that one. And then Masumi's with that. We have a bunch of these screws. I'm sure somebody's on chat yelling at me that, hey, it's that one over there, dummy. Well, I don't know what that is. I guess it's gotta be, I guess it's gotta be that, but the lines in there don't look like that, but that's the right size. We'll go with that. All right. So then this has nice labels on them. I'm sure it's gonna say, use the LMHW, and then, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Even though I've got my cheat sheet up there. What's on the back of the cheat sheet? Congratulations. All right. Okay, I don't need that. All right. Let's switch back over to the y-axis assembly. And that's hopefully what I will end up with. Looks like fun. Oh, I have a really cool tool that I'm going to grab. This is one that I bought specifically to build 3D printers. This is a Wood-Graphic. It is a T-square, or not a T-square, it's an L-square. Square. It's a square. And it is designed to make sure that when I assemble these things, that I've got them perfect. So because the frame is the basis of everything you do. It holds everything together. And if your frame's crooked, everything's going to be crooked, and then you're going to be really struggling and not understand why, maybe. Bed loving only goes so far, so I wanted to make sure that I got everything exactly square. So, and I went online and read a bunch of reviews, and this is the for the price, this is the best one. Oh, I forgot to open this over here. All right, so I'm going to set that there. Those out of the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. S. This must be the rails. These are the linear rails. So a linear rail is a round, smooth thing that these greasy boys will jump on and they'll slide around. So there's a bunch of linear rails in there, and then this black thing, oh, this is to wrap the cables and stuff like that. So mostly I see 6 linear rails. Can you see that? 6 linear rails in there. For now, I'm going to leave that sealed and set it aside, and I'm sure we'll grab out the one we need, but I feel more comfortable protecting those, having them in there. All right, here we go. Difficulty moderate. I think I'm up to it. 39 steps. I can download the whole thing in many languages. I've got the tools, XY frame, preparing the contents. Okay, prepare the following parts to build the XY frame. Aluminum extrusions. 4, check, I got those. Cool. The aluminum frame. I don't have the aluminum frame. That must have come in this big box. I don't think there's any other box it could have come in. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be this. Okay? else could it be? And I know I'm going to need that, so I'm going to get that out. Anything else in here I left out? No. Beds and stuff, I mean, those are important, critical, but they'll come later. All right. Not going to need this one yet. It's not calling for it, so let's jump back here. M5 16R screws times 16. I think that's what these are. I think these are M5 16R screws. Please place the frame on a flat surface. This is crucial. Well, clearly I don't have it on a flat surface. That's not going to work. I can't do that. Here we go. All right. I didn't say I needed those yet, so that's cool. And of course, I am going to need. Is this a flat surface, by the way? Seems pretty flat to me. I don't know. All right. Flat enough. All right. Placed it on a flat surface. And then we're going to jump over. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rearrange this window a little. And I'm going to do this and make this one a little bigger. And maybe bring it to the front of the whole thing. Because I figure you can read the manual. Oh, you know what? Ta-da! So I figure you can read the manual. You don't need me to read it to you, but I do need to read the manual. But I do want you to see what I'm seeing. So I'm going to add a quick window capture. Is that what I want? Hold on. Display capture is what that's called. I think window capture makes more sense, doesn't it? Create new. We're going to call this Prusa instructions. Make source visible. Yeah. These are unsaved. Do you want to save? Yeah. Properties. Window. Let's go to Safari. Prusa knowledge base. There it is. Okay. So sorry about all that, but I wanted to get this over so that at least you can see. Now, go online. Of course, this is at help.prusa3d.com if you want to see the exact specifics. But there you go. Now you can at least see where I'm scrolling. Is that going to be in your way? I'll tell you what. We'll shrink this down just a hair. All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Here we go. Now, tighten the screws fully. Okay. Take the longer aluminum extrusions and place them next to the frame. Make sure the Prusa engraved logo top left and safety sticker right or on the frame are visible. Okay, good. Screws are inserted from the opposite side of the frame. If you need to manipulate with the frame, make sure the extrusions are on the correct side. Ensure you're using the correct holes. Use the M5 screws to connect extrusions to the frame. Tighten the screws with the Allen key. Just slightly, okay? Now tighten the screws fully, but on a diagonal. See the last picture? As soon as you finish the first, tighten the second pair. Then proceed to the second long extrusion. Okay, so I want you to do that there. Do the first two, and then do the, oh, I see what it says. Do the diagonals, tighten them in diagonals. Okay, so there's there's that. So we're going to stand this up. We're going to line these up. So there are 4 screw holes, and then they're like 4 sets of screw holes. So the 4 holes need set, and these are going to go on the interior of those, like that. You know what? I'm going to turn these like so that I can access the back. Then it says use the screws, which of course I didn't open yet. Let's do that. The M5 screws. Are these the M5 screws? Pretty sure these are M5 screws, but alright, you know what? I'm gonna put these in their own little compartment. So there's a lot of them. There we go. I think those are the M5s. Here we go. One of those. Ta-da! And we're off to the races. This goes there. We're attaching these to the front and the inside. So this is gonna line up there. I love this instruction. This is like the best instruction manual. They must spend a lot of time writing these instruction manuals because wow. All right, I'm gonna hold this with my shoulder and just tap that in. Only slightly. I wonder how many Haribo bears you earn per screw. Somebody needs to do me a chart. I need motivation. Oh, sorry, only slightly. I almost screwed it all the way in, but I didn't. So it's saved. There's that one. And then the last one on this side. Now in a minute, I mentioned I get bored easily, right? So in a minute, I'm going to cheat. And in order to cheat, I'm going to have to run out to the garage and get my the bit set that I need for my electric screwdriver. So I don't know the proper etiquette. Should I just leave it running and go? Should I pause? Should I stop and start a new one? Should I put a sign up, a notification? Should I don't know. I don't want to be rude. And if anybody shows up in the middle of this and I'm not here, but we're good for now. All right, so it says I'm going to jump over to the second window, the second picture. I feel pretty good about that. Let's see. Those go in. Oh. Well, that's the opposite side. Did I skip ahead? Oh, I did skip ahead. All right. So those go in there. Then it says tighten the diagonals. All right. There's the diagonals. Now I like to get things tight enough to hold and then go back through. That's me. That's the way I was taught. So you just get them like finger. You saw how I did that, just barely finger tight with the screwdriver. The other thing about building a printer and something I struggle with is I don't know if you noticed, but ginormous hands, and I lift weights, so my hands are really strong, and these screws are not built for somebody like me. They're built for, I don't know, I guess less strong hands. And so I do have a tendency to strip things, and without even really trying very hard, right? So I'm going to do this pretty close. I would say, it's very, okay, see this one, that's okay. I would say it needs to or can I even do anything to affect that? I'm going to loosen these up just a hair. But when I tighten them back down, isn't that going to... let's tighten those in the diagonal pattern per the manual. Yeah, that's better. I'm not even sure why that's or how that's better. Can you? Oh, here we go. Let's see. Can you see that? So what I'm looking to make sure is that when I set this here, there is no light shining through up here at this part, and that tells me I have it square. All right. So, and the same thing on this side, I see, like right now, I see a lot of light. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, let's see if we can tilt it. But you can see there's a lot of light there. So all I did was just loosen up these screws. And these are finger tight, not much to it. And then I just kind of lifted and held it in place while I tightened these down following the diagonal pattern. Now, I don't know why that helps. Why did that work? But it does. Check it out. Well, I still see a lot of light there. Should I shim it? I don't know. The instructions don't say anything about that. It's really close. Let's see. I don't see any instructions on if it's not exactly square, so this says do the same thing with the shorter extrusions on the opposite side. Tighten slightly, and then blah, blah, blah. Okay, same thing. These are going to go outside on the not visible Prusa side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to flip this thing around. I know that probably is not going to work every time, but that's the way I'm going to do it. Push those through and tighten it down. Anyway, what I was trying to say a minute ago, before I so rudely interrupted myself, was that this is actually practice for me because I'm going to be building. For my business, I need big printers. What I sell are great big drawer organizers. The average drawer is about... I dropped the screw. Be right back. Okay, so what I do for my business is I print custom drawer organizers for high-end kitchens. That's what we do at Mighty Tidy, which you can find us at mightytidy.com. This is not a commercial for Mighty Tidy, but I just want you to go and see what we do. So we build these drawer organizers, and the average kitchen drawer is pretty big. It's a pretty normal drawer would be 16 inches wide and maybe 20 inches deep. And so I've got to have printers that can handle something that size. And so this Prusa is actually just practice run, although I will use it. I love the Prusa brand, and they have such a great reputation. I'm definitely going to use it for some smaller stuff that I'm working on. But I'm building a rat rig, the Mark, what's it called? The Mark II? Mark III? The Mark? No, the rat rig i3, V3. I am building it. I've ordered the parts. I self-sourced most of the parts. A lot of stuff from Amazon, the rest of it from AliExpress. I did order a couple of the pieces directly from Rat Rig, which if I was in Europe, I'd just order the whole kit from Rat Rig and be done with it. Because self-sourcing parts has been a pain. But you can't get, some of the stuff they want to ship from Europe to the United States is very heavy. And so it's quite expensive, and of course is not very environmentally friendly to ship something from Europe that I could just as easily acquire here. Now the drawback is there are no kits that you can buy, in the States anyway, for a rat rig. I'm going to get you the name of that rat rig. Hold on. It is the Rat Rig V Core 3. Sorry. Forgot what it was called. The Rat Rig V Core 3 is a 3D printer, and you can build them at up to 500 by 500, which is a little less than 20 inches, which is what I need even one. I'd probably, once I build that one, that'll be a stepping stone to build a bigger rat rig, probably a 600 by 600, although they don't have a spec published for how to build it. It's an open source printer. They sell kits. Rat Rig Company sells kits, and I highly recommend the kit because it has everything you need in it and great build instructions online, similar to the way Prusa does. But Prusa doesn't sell a large format printer. This is in fact the biggest printer that Prusa sells. So I need bigger, which is why I am going for the Rat Rig V-Core 3 500 by 500 by 500. Somebody's letting the cat out. Tighten that down. Sorry, I'm off camera. Tighten this one down. Alright, that's pretty solid. I'm trying hard not to worry about how square it is until they tell me that I need to worry about how square it is. The smaller side done. Piece of cake. And you can imagine how awful it would be to have done that with the little L pieces. Possible, but wow. No, not gonna happen. All right, so let's jump now. Short extrusions must be on the side without the Prusa logo. Why does it have orange and blue? What is it pointing at? YZ frame final check. Long extrusions must be on the side of the frame with the Prusa logo and the safety sticker. Also ensure longer extrusions are closer together. Okay, that's why. Short extrusions must be without the Prusa logo and must be further apart, further away from each other. Okay, so the side, these are close together, these are far apart, we're good to go. Now, just, you know, that part of me wants to go, are these, whoa, these are square. Wow. Holy smackerel, those are great. Rock salt. Okay. Wow, I'm satisfied. All right. The y-axis front and rear plate preparation. Do I have to stand my screws up like that? That seems ridiculous. For the following steps, please prepare the front plate, rear plate, 16 screws, the power supply unit holders, M3NE times 2 must be those. Okay, I got those. I think I'm good. Rotate the frame with longer extrusion toward you. Place the front plate on the extrusions and secure it with the M5 16R screws. Don't tighten. I assume the front plate must be the shorter. And the U side of that is down toward the table. And then I need 8 of my screws. Handy dandy. Looks good. All right, I think this is the point where I'm going to cheat. All right, I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes. There's this. I'll let you look at that. That is my favorite drill. I'll get the bits. Be right back. Okay, I got the drill bits. Now the trick here is, if you think I'm good at stripping screws, doing it by hand, you should see me strip screws with a power tool. But the drawback of the benefits outweigh the drawbacks, because I have a little bit of arthritis. Oh, I lost the camera again. Why does this keep happening? You tried turning it off and turning it back on. Oh yeah, you know what? There's a setting in there that turns it off after 30 minutes that I need to, I've got to go adjust that. Let me see. And I'm not going to do that right now since we're in the middle of a shoot, but I will try and take care of that. All right, so anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get these started and most of the way in with the power tool, and then I'm going to tighten them up by hand. This is just to save time, but also to save my wrist. I do suffer just a little bit from repetitive motion from years and years and years of typing away on computers. So that's the way of it. And let's see. What I might do here is line those up. Yeah, and that's going to get a lot of trouble. If it goes in crooked, you're in trouble. Probably not recommended by Prusa. But wow, that was a lot easier and faster. Hopefully you agree. And then we can just tighten this whole thing down. Let's see. They want me to do the same thing, the whole diagonal thingamajigger. And diagonal. Can you see that? So here, let's see. I'll turn it up like that. So we're just tightening these. When it says on the diagonal, what he means is do this one upper left, Tighten it, bottom right. These are machine screws, so you know they are gonna fit pretty much exactly. So upper right, and then you finish up with the bottom left. And we're done. Bingo. All right, let's pick up the pace a hair. Preparation for the PSU. Take the Y-frame and rotate it with the shorter extrusions toward you. Place the PSU holder M3N in the extrusion. Use the side section. Ensure it is correct extrusion. See the picture. The exact spacing of the PSU holders doesn't matter. We will adjust them later. Okay, so it is facing toward me. It is the short extrusion on the left. We are going to insert these like so. They go right in. Easy breezy lemon squeezy. There we go. So those are in there just like so. They slide easily. I guess that's where the power supply is going to sit. That's pretty cool. And then we're going to plow on ahead here. Did it say 43 steps? We're at number 9, so making progress. There's that piece. Looks identical. We're going to make sure this up part is up and the down part is down. And we're going to tighten in our screws. We're going to use, well, these screws went fast, didn't they? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So we're going to use the last of these. And you know what, this time I'm going to do this a little different. Instead of putting them all in at once, I'm going to start with one. And that one is going to be a bottom one, so that I can get it positioned. There's that. Got to pull the trigger twice. To test, you have to. You must. It's the rules. There's the bottom. Again, we're going to follow the protocol by drilling them all the way in, but not really. And then we're going to finish them off with the hand screwdriver so that we don't strip them, so that they can be removed later if that's what needs to happen. So they can be loosened, tightened, whatever, all by hand without using an electric screwdriver. Let's see if I can get this a little bit wrong. There we go. All right, the other 4 in. As I mentioned, hopefully this will be the first of many printers that I will be building over the course of the next little while as I fully flesh out what I hope will be a good size print farm. So, you know, glad you're here with me. Let's get these tightened down on the diagonal. This is my cat Belle. She likes to help in whatever I'm doing, and I'm not at all surprised. She wants to get involved with building a Prusa Mark III. And the last screw, and that's the last I will need of that screwdriver, I think. All right, we got all those down. Check the front and back corners only as, okay. All of the components are cut or drilled by machine for highest precision, but with uneven tightening, it is possible to warp the frame. Yikes. Using your hand, try to wiggle the frame side to side and check whether some of the front or back corners are lifting or not. Ooh. Check the front and back corners only, as the frame itself doesn't touch the surface. In case you find some imperfections, release the screws. Press the extrusion against the flat surface and tighten them again. The printer is capable of self-correcting a certain amount of frame skew. Try getting the geometry as best as possible. However, if one of the corners keeps lifting up with values up to 2 millimeters, you can proceed. Okay, well, I'm already at less than 2 millimeters, but I prefer perfection. I don't know about you guys. I guess I am going to do this screwdriver again. So we're going to just loosen this side. Sorry to pull that out of camera view, but you see what I'm doing. Then it says those are down. Push it down. Release the screws. Does it mean all the screws? I don't mind, but that's a lot of screws. I want this to be good, so I want it to be perfect, honestly. We're going to loosen those up. Yeah, I got those pretty tight. Too tight for this, I guess. Told you I had meaty hands. Okay, so I loosened all 16 screws, and now it sits tight. It is flat on the thing, on the desk here, and that's what I want. I want it to be absolutely flat. So, I guess I just can hold this down, and let's make this as weak as possible, and you noticed, but I didn't do them diagonal. And that one's rising. Let's see. I think they know what they're talking about over there. Okay, loosen them, and they're all in it, and they straight down. Okay. How are we gonna do this? I only have 2 arms. This is where you need a friend. There. That's handy. We'll put that there. We'll use this arm to hold these down. And we'll just do them by hand. Nope. Gonna do them diagonal per the instructions. I'm sorry, I know you can't see this. It's difficult to keep it all on camera. I'm gonna go finger tight, make sure it's good on all 4 corners. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna build, I hope, an amazing printer. And that was actually a little bit of a learning experience right there, just to how to get this thing absolutely flat, which is so critical to good prints. It's not flat. So I think it's this one. And somehow somehow when I tighten this corner, this side right here lifts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around. I don't know if this is the right way, but it's the way that I'm going to do it, and we're going to see if it works. And it was this one right here that lifts. So I'm going to go ahead and hold these down and very gently get these all tightened up. Again, finger tight. Both sides. All right. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Is it just an imperfection of the system? But as soon as I tighten these dudes in, now, you know what? Some of these are like really loose and easy. These top two are a little bit more difficult. I wonder if there's a particular screw. It's pretty good. I'm wondering if there's a particular screw that is messing this up. Those are all good. Let's tighten this one first. Again, just tight enough. Not super tight. Yeah, that bottom screw. Bottom right screw. Okay, so let's see if I could hold this down and hold this one down while I tighten the bottom right screw. Oh, cool. That worked. Kind of surprised. But it worked. Okay. I think it's the opposite screws that affect each other. And these two were affecting each other, so I'm going to flip this around. And I'm going to say, hold down. How am I going to do this? I'm going to hold these two. Can't do it. There we go. I'm going to hold these two. I pump this in. How about that, Bill? Think that'll work? Let's see. Look at that. Rock solid. Love it. All right, now we just got to go through and tighten all of them down. Give them that final twist. That locks them in place. And we'll give it one more tap test before we move on to the next one. That was all right. I think I figured that one out. Let's see. I mean, there is just the slightest. It says anything less than 2 millimeters. I think we're looking at like a 1/10 or a 100th of a millimeter. The perfectionist in me wants to go back and make it perfect. Sorry. I'm going to try these, loosening up these inside screws. See if maybe those are part of the problem. I did put those in pretty tight, so Maybe they're kind of holding it wrong. If I just loosen those up. So let's try this again. I mean, it doesn't feel glorious. Doesn't feel super awesome to keep tightening and untightening screws, but I know if I spend 10-15 minutes right now getting this perfect, my prints are going to be better. Trick is just hold that dude down. I mean, it's improving. It's better than it was a minute ago. All right, let's flip that around, and let's do the same over here. So I think the trick is through the middle arm hold. That is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu move. Yep. Okay. I think we're good. One last run through these. I know these probably need a 1/16 of a rotation. Just to get them all finalized and through. There we go. I think this is as... I got all these back in, right? Yeah. There was one that was tiny bit loose. Alright. What is rattling? Oh. Am I hearing these? It's the screw holes we put in there for the power supply. So that's what's rattling. I think we've got... I am just going to chalk that up to certainly less than 2 millimeters. All right. We'll give up on that. Move on to the next step. Try getting the geometry as best as if one of these corners keeps lifting off with values up to 2 millimeters. 0.08 inches. You can proceed. All right, we're good. Mounting anti-vibration feet. Optional. Well, we are going to do it. This step is optional for now. We recommend mounting the feet now to protect the surface of your table. Good. You need to lift the frame up before each turn, so you can't spin it anymore. Okay. Extra steps in the assembly to remind you of the anti-vibration feet. Turn the YZ frame on the side and insert the anti-vibration feet and then insert and turn 90 degrees to lock it in place. Repeat 4 times. Okay. All right. Hopefully these will help to alleviate. There's anti-vibration foot number 1. It says to turn away. I hope installing these will alleviate some of the way that it's not quite flat. I want it to be perfect. But, all right, anti-vibration feet installed. Yeah, it's still, that's bothersome. Loosening those screws again? Yes. Because, oh, I see what they're saying. You really can't turn it. It's like locked in, which is excellent for a 3D printer. So I have, at different times, gone too long of a period of time, modifying my, or not modifying, but maintaining my CR10 Maxes. And like, you start to get little artifacts, and you're like, man, is this filament bad? Do I need to dry it? You start thinking about all these things. You're slowing stuff way down. You're like, why? Where are all these problems coming from? All right, well, that's better. And then I went through and I just grabbed, my set of hex wrenches, and I went through and I tightened everything up, and the defects went away. And that was a big learning moment for me, that the physical aspect of these things is super important. You kind of reject this big chunky piece of metal when you're dealing with a computer and a pie and a hot end and a slicer and all these different things. You're thinking high tech, and it's the metal, So it's important to get these right. Take your time, get it right. We got our feet installed. We're on to step 12, the Y-belt idler. Sounds like a bird. A Y-belt idler. It's the Y-belt idler. For the following steps, please prepare the Y-belt idler. Well, lucky for me, I've opened up some slots in the little part holder here, which I have to say is working really well. The Y-belt idler looks like this. I think that's it. The Y-belt idler. All right, we got it. We need the doodad. The M3 18-inch screw. M3 18-inch? No. 18 millimeters. M310, M318. Let's see. That looks like an M310. Okay, fits perfectly. M310. So I need two of these. M310. The M318. Yep. M318, one of those. I need the M3 little N big N nylock nut. I guess is one of those. The M3 little N nut, which I think are those. I think those are M3 little N nuts. Well, if they're M3s, they'll fit on this really well. And if I grab the wrong one, well, it's live on YouTube. All right. Those are M3 nuts. And then the 623H bearing housing. Oh, this dude. And the Y-belt idler. All right, that's everything. That was handy. Let's roll on through, preparing the Y-idler belt. So it's got a picture of Prusa, of the Prusa dude himself. So, and this says, take the Y-idler belt and insert 2 M3N nuts from the top. Turn the idler to the other side and insert the M3N nylock nut. Okay. Turn the idler to the other side. The rubber inside the nut must be facing towards you. Don't over tighten the screws, you'll break the part. That was written specifically for me. Make sure all 3 nuts are in all the way. And then it gives instructions on how to thread them if you can't get it in. So, C1. Okay, so these go in from the top. My hand is too big to fit, like literally my, oh, well, it dropped in the hole, but it's not straight. Literally my hand is too big to fit in that space. And I have resorted in the past to getting my wonderful wife or one of my kids to help me. Honestly, I don't think they're available right this second. They might be. But I'm going to do this instead. So this is the Prusa Trick, they call it. And what you do is you thread this screw onto there like so. I lost the camera again. I'm going to fix this next time. This will stop happening, I promise. And in the meantime, sorry. But there's the, so then once it's in, then you just kind of pull back and then you remove the screw. Ta-da! And then we can do that again on this side. And that works really well for guys like me who don't have very dexterous, or really just the fit of your fingers is too big for the size in the printed part. There we go. And that slid right in. And then we turn the other way. And then it said okay, this is round. This is not round. It has 3 sides, so it is hexagonal. The rubber faces out. I wonder why that matters. I don't know. Sometimes it's better to know, but sometimes you just have to do what they say. All right, well, it's not going in. And I know we're gonna have to end up threading this through anyway, so I'm wondering if I really need to do that. we'll go ahead and put this in. Oh, that fits really well. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't want to go in the hole. Doodly doodly doo. Now, what's cool about having 3D printers when you're building a 3D printer is that if you totally destroy a part, then you know, just print another one. And you pick up the project tomorrow. That's crooked. I don't know. The right screw. I mean, it's so close. It's got to be the right screw. So once again, we are building the Prusa Mark III. Sorry about that. There's that. And okay, good. The name of the printer is the Prusa i3 Mark III S Plus. They should come up with a simpler name. Seriously, I cannot get this nut in. And I don't have an M3 screw long enough to do the Prusa method. At least that came with the kit. Because as you'll see, this won't reach across. And I don't see a longer one. Oh, I do see a longer one. Look at that. So what we're doing here is we're just screwing that through. Hopefully it'll grab hold. And as we tighten, it will pull it down into place. Let's see. I think it's going to be this one. Yep. All right, so we just continue to tighten that down. And it will, I hope. Come on. Well, the idea is that as you tighten it, it will pull it into place, but unfortunately, it's so tight that, oh, there we go. I get it. I did it. All right. So there's that in place. Yeah, we just unscrew it. Okay. I don't know what this little screw is there for, but it was very helpful to get that job done. All right, now we're going to put these back together. It doesn't look like it really matters which side goes which, and it doesn't really show you. It says place your finger on the bearing and ensure it can rotate freely. No, it does not rotate at all. There we go. All right, that rotates pretty good. Okay, next up, what do we got? Mounting the Y-belt idler. Longer extrusion toward you. Take the 2 remaining screws from this section. And it looks like the nut is to my right, and this little indentation thing is up. And then once again, I am starting to feel a little bit of fatigue in my hands, which is normal for me. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the electrics. And we're going to get this thing loaded up. It goes in there. Tell you what, let's get that one in. Nice and slow. Leave that one a little bit loose while we get the other one loaded up. You know what? I'm going to move this so that I can position everything a little bit further back in the desk so that I'm on camera a little bit more. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Bit. We will tighten up by hand. Tighten until the printed part touches the surface of the plate. All right. You're good. Cool. Just had a thought. What if we slide this dude in a little? So I had a thought that maybe if I slide the, well, no, that's not gonna. I hope it can compensate. That didn't seem to do it. Okay. All right. Y-axis motor and motor holder. Sweet. For the following steps, please prepare the Y-axis motor, 1X, Y-axis motor is in the motor box. Motor kit. How do you know which one is the Y-axis motor? Y-axis, because it says Y-axis on it. Y-axis. Okay, that's it for the motor boxes for now. Continue on. The Y motor holder. It's the Y motor holder. Yeah. Hello, my love.
Rating the posters. It was pouring rain the day that they brought them in.
Oh,
so yeah.
You probably don't want to be on camera. I'm live streaming.
Are you live streaming?
I am.
I thought you were dead. You were singing. So
Dead?
I just assumed.
No, I'm not. I'm not done. But do tell.
So So they were extreme weather damage,
Oh.
right? On the
Yeah.
day that they brought it in.
Yeah.
So they apologized when they brought it in. But they also wrote me a note.
There is extreme weather damage. It was pouring. All of our papers got destroyed. We love you. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm trying to build this printer. Come back in a few days.
Come back when?
In a few days. And I'll have a done printer. Or I could stay up tonight and do it. Okay. M3 times 10 screw times 4. Well, we know what that looks like. M3 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. 2 of those nuts. We know what that looks like. 2 of the nuts. And the motor. We're good to go. Using the correct motor, there's a label on the bottom of the casing. But notice they don't show you the... Oh, yeah, they do. My bad. All right, preparing your Y motor holder. Okay, so it wants you to insert those doodads in the... Insert the nuts on the... there we go. So I'm going to get those inserted. Oh, those went right in. Oh, that was better. A little bit of stringing on the old Prusa printed part. I won't say anything. Place the Y motor holder on the motor. So use the motor cable. So there's the motor cable down. Okay, and that part up. There we go. More like that. Okay, cool. And then use those screws to screw it in place. Easy enough. How cool. Already got the Y motor started. All right. Tighten the holder and the motor together. All right. Those are tightened. Boom. What's next? Okay. Take the Y motor holder and place it in the rear plate of the short extrusion. Yeah. Meow. Okay. And I think that I have misinstalled oh no, that looks right. Oh, okay. Okay, I did it right. All right, here we go. And then this, with it facing toward you, this goes in like so. I like this. All right, I didn't do accents. locking up the Y motor. Making good progress. Nice and slow on that one. Pretty good. Pretty tightened up in there. Tighten those down, tighten that down. Is it not 1 inch? Or just have a long way to go? Oh, it's not in all the way. All right. The nut was not pressed in all the way, and so it wasn't catching the screw. I think I fixed it. There we go. Give those one final tightening. And we have the Y motor installed. Bingo. Okay, next. Step 19. And prep the Y-axis carriage. Bingo. Linear bearings. Okay. Here's the thing, is that these linear bearings are very greasy. Very greasy. Very oily and greasy. Did I say anything? The printer package contains a lubricant, which is intended for maintenance. No need to use it now. That's not about the linear bearings. They're just oily and nasty, and you just need to deal. Okay, I'm gonna get quick towels. And I think a few paper towels. We'll square that away. All right. Okay. Let's get these open. Excuse me. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think the exterior of these matters as far as the oil goes. I think I can wipe off the oil of the exterior of these because it's the inside that's going to hold the rod, right? So I think I'm okay with just, but I'm not going to do it a lot. I'm just going to get the most, okay. All right, water time. Just the oiliest part off. And hope that I didn't screw anything up. So there's those. Those leaving, yeah, they are. They're leaving little rings of oil. All right. We will do that. Okay. All right, and we the 3 brackets now. This is so great. They're all lined up. And, ooh, how many screws? 6 of the nylock nuts. And 6 of the M3 12 screws. All right, the 12 is going to be longer than the 10. So that's a 12, that is a 12. Incidentally, if you're watching this, I am kind of quasi paying attention to chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to post them. And or if please, if I'm totally screwing something up, I need you to tell me right away. I think those are all 12. All right, and then the 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's it. All right, there's all that. Step 20, correct bearing orientation. The correct orientation when placing bearings onto the y-axis, make sure they are oriented as shown in both pictures. The tracks, rows of balls, have to be on the sides. Is this identical? Both sides? Both ways? I think it is. Tracks, rows of balls, have to be on the sides. The tracks have to be on this. Okay, it has a negative indicator, so we'll show me. What does the negative indicator look like? That looks... So it's just a slight rotation. So when you mount them, so as I look inside there, don't know if you can see that, probably not, but as I look inside there, there are 4 tracks, which are the balls, the rows of, there's a ball bearings. The tracks are, and it says, install it so that the track is not like that, but like that. That's very, I guess that's cool, but okay, seems I don't know, very tricky. Like wouldn't it just slide around anyway? Isn't that the point? You know what? We're not going to complain. We're just going to do as the book says. Doing it by the book. Put those in place with the tracks on the sides. All right. Okay. Install bearings on the carriage. Oh, so I'm going to put those in with 2 of those on the outside, and then you got to hold it while you screw it in. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to leave these in place, so we'll start with this one. This is pretty fun. It's like Legos for adults, or erector set maybe. Seems like there's one. There we go. So those just go down in. And I'm looking to make sure the track is on the side, which it is. And then we're going to flip this up. And it shows a picture of him magically levitating the thing while he grips it on one side and screws with the other. Alright, well, I guess So my right hand is my screwing hand, and my left hand is my gripping hand. So we'll do it like this. Oh, here comes the announcements.
John, please put out the trash cans. John, please put out the trash cans. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Alexa. Let's get those installed. And then clip it by the husk. Brave as I want to be with the electric screwdriver. Now we're just going to pile these down manually. Okay. Cool. Easy enough. Do it 2 more times. Sweet. Which make really top quality stuff. That's cool that you're getting the best, basically, linear rail system on the market with the Misumi. So, yeah, that's impressive. Let's get those ratcheted in. All right. All right. Now, this time, I'm going to use these bin-sized pliers, my favorite Milwaukee. There we go, much easier. Yay. And the other side. Bingo. 2. And just to be sure, we'll go ahead and tighten these down. Okay, that worked. One of the things that I've learned recently is that on these drills, this little thing right there, that's for drilling wood. And it is, of course, the strongest or the most torque that this has a name, the driver that this driver has. So the most torque is when you're going to be drilling wood, and that's the way to remember, like, wait a minute, is 2 the highest or is 2 the lowest? So that's the most torque, which means it's just going to turn, it'll tear these screws right up. So what I do is I turn it all the way the opposite way, which looks like it's, you know, on it, but it's not. It's actually the opposite. And then when this thing gets a certain tightness, it just kind of goes clack, 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 as you heard just a minute ago, and you'll hear it again in a second. And that keeps me from stripping out screws, but also make sure it's nice and tight and secure. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. If you ever buy a nice driver, that should be a feature you look for. All right, last one. Still nobody in my chat. That's okay. I think I set a goal of 1 person showing up, so we still have time. I might have to go on. It's not going in. It's always the last one that's the problem. Yeah. There you go. All right. Last 2. I may have to go on Discord and the 3D channel Facebook or somewhere and say, hey, I'm doing a thing. Come make fun of me. All right, as you can tell from the shirt I have on, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. They're having a good season, but they did not have a very good day today. Whew. Rough loss against Denver. Yowzas. I don't know. They had our number, and my text is starting to blow up with all my Dallas Cowboy fan friends and family. So there are those brackets installed. I just want to make sure that my so this one twisted, and it's not the line of balls is on the side. So I need to back this out, fix it. Oh, darn that camera. And put it back on. Let's see. Well, I guess I have to back out both sides. Oh man, this thing is leaking. This bearing is leaking. Bingo. So now the bearing are on their sides. You know, that one now is too much the other way. Rats. One more try. Funny how the first two I got perfectly on, and they just went on so well, and they were lined up so perfectly. And then on this one, I got it wrong the one way and got it wrong the other way, and wonder how exact you have to be on that. Alright, that seems to be good, and it's holding, and nothing's going to go wrong this time, and we're going to get that screwed in. Alright, we got a little bit of oil drippage. Very light kind of machine oil, which is perfectly normal. I mean, they were packed in oil, so I guess that's pretty normal for them to have a little oil on them. But let's get that cleared off. Not that the build plate's going to touch it or anything, but you know. Okay. Insert smooth rods. All right, cool. We're already working with the. What should I put right here? No, Belle, it's not time. Belle's coming to claim that it's dinner time, which today is also daylight savings, the first day of standard time. And so she wants to get fed a little early. So it says that I want the middle sized, these two. I probably shouldn't be touching these with my hands. So So what happened was, when I dropped them back in, it knocked this part out, and then they all fell straight to the floor. So, which is great for your rods, just to roll around on the nasty floor like that. Okay. We'll be a little smarter about that next time. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's grab another. Because I did handle these so much, I just want to make sure there's no grit or grease on there before I insert them. Okay. Okay, that seemed straightforward enough. Please gently insert the rod straight in. Do not apply too much force, and do not tilt the rod. If you can slide the smooth rod easily, check the two bearings are aligned. If you can't slide them easily, check the two bearings are aligned. I mean, that's easily. It's pretty easy. For the next steps, the Y rod holder times 4 must be these. 1, 2, 3. I mean, what else could it be, right? 4. 12 number 10 screws and 12 nuts. Oh, the square nuts. Those are called M3NS. I'm guessing the S is for square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are these all the same size? I think they are. They look to be the same size. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 M3NS screws. Except it calls for 12. Okay. 2 more of these. 2 more of those. 12 M3NS nuts. Okay. Okay, so the nuts go in, and then you squeeze them in place. And then more nuts go in, and you twist them in place. Take one Y rod holder and insert 2 M3NS nuts. Make sure you press the nuts all the way in. You can use pliers, but be careful, you can damage the printed part. In case you can't press the nuts in, don't use excessive force. First check there isn't any obstacle in the nut trap. Insert 1 M3NS nut from the side of the Y rod holder. Ensure and adjust the alignment of each nut with the 2mm Allen key. Repeat the step for the remaining Y rod holders. Okay, so basically 2 go into the top. All right, 2 nuts over the top. Okay, the first one just went right in. The second one, not so much. Okay, come on. All right, it says I can use my pliers. There we go. But be careful. there's those. In. These other ones go in this way. Oh, just one. Huh. There is a lot of filament in there. I wonder if that one's going to go in. Ah, okay. A lot of filament, but not enough to prevent it from actually going in. Okay. All the way. Come on. Come on. Come on. All the way. There we go. Cool. And it says make sure they're aligned, so I want to be able to see all the way through those holes. And I can. And let's take our screwdriver and just put it through and make sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Right on, and then got to do that 3 more times. I feel pretty good about the progress we're making so far. And the amount of time that this is taking is not as bad as honestly, not as bad as I expected. Now we got a long way to go still. But so far, it's not too bad. Well, how am I going to get that one in? Oh. So it looks like it's okay. Now, if I had a part that didn't fit like this on one of my products, I would grab the whole heat gun. Ah, there we go. A little bit more pressure. And that's the little trick. You can soften the plastic just enough for the for it just to give a little. Well, okay. I'm gonna move that out of the way. And I'm not having to do that here. Ooh, a little tighter on the tolerance there, but it is going through. There we go. All right, 2 more to go. Oh, I keep forgetting to focus this silly camera. I need to get an autofocus lens for this thing. Really is, this fixed lens is great for like product photography, or frankly if the camera wouldn't keep shutting off and losing its focus, but it's not working. So it'll probably turn itself off in a minute if I don't know, gently push a button here and there. Off we go. Again. Again with this. It just does not want to go in. Come on. Yeah, that one's really tight. I can get it to work, but it's tight. Tight. Guess you don't want those coming out, but still. Wish it was a little bit easier. Hey Drew, come check out this printer. I assume that's Drew in there. There's those four. The Y rod holder parts. So what's this? Face up. Facing away from you. I'm gonna move this, put it on the floor for now. All right. And the whole there we go. Okay, so the little squishy part, because there's a gap in these parts, and this little squishy part goes in. So you want to put these on all four sides with the square nut facing up, like so, and then the squishy opening part facing in toward the middle. There's that. These are pretty tight. Facing in. Okay. Oh, they're just right on the very end. I guess I pushed mine in too far. All right. There we go. Install the Y carriage. Take the Y carriage, including smooth rods with rod holders, and place them in the YZ frame. Make sure that two bearings are on the left side. See the picture. So the long part is toward me. Long part is toward me, like so. And then this part goes in like that with the two of them on the left. Okay. Okay, what? I Tighten the screws equally, but not completely. Okay. Doesn't seem right at all. Well, I think I put these on right. I mean, it looks right. This nut just went right through. Oh, it doesn't really, like it doesn't grip anything. So that's my concern. Shouldn't it grip something? So, well, like I'm screwing it in and it doesn't like grip. Like there's a nut in there, right? There's a nut in there that it should be gripping on, and like it's not gripping. It's not like grabbing the nut. It's like it's just pushing its way straight through as if the nut wasn't there at all. That one seemed. Oh no. Okay. That one seems to have worked. Okay. Says don't tighten them completely. Tighten them equally, but not completely. I think I might have ruined that part. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that. All right. Not sure why that wasn't working, but it's working now. equally, but not completely. All right. Flip that one around. For these. And we're going to do the same thing. Good. Just make sure they're not completely tight yet. All right. Bingo. Insert the M310 screw into the hole in each rear holder and tighten it. That's what these final 4 screws are for. So okay. So I think these 4, it says tighten. So I think these 4, I'm going to go ahead and tighten those. Okay. Proper alignment of these smooth rods is crucial to reduce noise and overall friction. Ensure all M310 screws on Y holders are slightly loosened so the printed parts are able to move. Move the Y carriage back and forth across the entire length of the smooth rods to align them. Then move the carriage to the front plate and tighten all the screws in the front. Move the Y carriage to the rear plate and tighten all screws in the back. Move the Y carriage back and forth of the smooth rods to align. Okay, so these have got to be loose. Move it back and forth to align. guess that aligns them. So move it to the front plate and screw those in. I just cracked it. So on these top ones, let's all be sure not to do what I just did, which is crack it. It's still okay, but I see a crack in it. Ah! My bad. There's those. Bingo, bingo. Assemble the Y motor pulley. There's a flat part on the motor shaft. Rotate it similarly to the first picture. Place a G216 pulley on the Y motor shaft as shown in the picture. Oh, yeah. Then we're going to need a grub screw. These are grub screws. So what we're doing now is this is where the belt. So the belt's going to go around here in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute, I'm sure. Don't press the pulley against the motor. Leave a gap so the pulley can rotate freely. One of the screws must be facing directly against the pad. Flat part. So the pulley can rotate freely. What? One of the screws must be facing... One of the screws must be facing directly against the flat part on the shaft. Must be facing directly on the flat part of the shaft. Huh? I don't... What? Oh, the flat part of the... Okay, so one of the screws directly facing on the flat part of... Okay, yep. That's just a grub screw. Grub screw logic. Turn the shaft and slightly tighten the second screw. Slightly tighten the first screw. That's going to take a tiny little one usually. Nope. Yeah, okay. So directly on the flat part, leave a gap and tighten. Okay. Okay. Y-axis, assembling the belt. We are on step 29. Please prepare the Y belt holder. Well, there's not a whole lot left here. So, Y belt holder. It says bigger and smaller of the two. I guess this one's bigger. Y belt tensioner. The belt itself. Told ya. M330. M310 times 4. Ends. Yep, so that's it. That's all the parts. So we're going to use them all. And then we'll be done. Y-axis, assembling the belt. All right. Take the Y-belt holder, smaller of the two printed parts. Insert the M3 nut all the way. Insert the M3 in nut all the way. All the way. Okay. And then the nylock nut goes on the other one. I have to say these instructions are awesome. Now, I'm pretty sure the rubbery part is supposed to go out, but it's not obvious from the picture. But I think it's supposed to go out. Like so. Use the screw pulling technique. I don't think I actually needed to use the screw pulling technique on this one. They went in really easily. All right, I think I'm good. Bend one end of the belt around the M310 screw. Push it in the holder as in the picture. Use Allen key to push it in. Huh. That. Goes with the gear part up, and then it goes in that little slot, and you push it in. Make sure the bent part and the end are the width of the printed part. So I think they mean it goes all the way here, which I think I've done. Tighten the belt. Teeth of the belt must be facing up. Tighten the screw until you reach the nut. Don't over tighten the screw. You will deform the belt. Hold the nut from the other side until the screw reaches its thread. Oh, okay. Get that all the way in there. And tighten. Don't tighten all the way. Tighten, but don't tighten all the way. That's solid. I mean, that's good. It's not going anywhere. So the nut could be on there more. Okay, that's why he wanted me to use the method. All right. All right, Joseph, you got me. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, that's in. Cool. Step 32, y-axis assembling the belt. So this attaches to the underside. Okay. With the belt part coming out toward the yellow. And the L part going also toward the yellow. And it's in the middle section. Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. It's like this. Okay. So this is going to be out of frame, but camera. I really am going to fix that. Okay, so this goes toward that, and then we're gonna screw it in. Parallel. Looks pretty good. Oh. But it turns, it turns. Guide the belt along the y-axis around the pulley on the motor. sideways. So this L part should be down. Okay. Easy enough to fix. Okay. All right, so guide it down around the teeth of the pulley. Make sure the belt is inside the frame and not under. Okay. Okay. Temporarily. Okay, so it has a pro tip that you should temporarily shove this cable into this extrusion, which we will do because we're pros. So we always do the pro tips. All right, into the extrusion you go, my friend. You will emerge later victorious. All right, okay. Pulling the motor. Okay. Okay, guide it along. Wrap it around the pulley. Bloop. Make sure the belt, okay, pro tip, push the belt through the Y belt idler and back to the center of the carriage. Okay, I think we got it. Yep. We're going to next take the Y belt tensioner, the bigger of the two parts, insert the M3 nut all the way. All the way. Is inserted all the way. Use the screw pulling technique. Okay. Bend second end of the belt around the screw and push it in the holder as in the picture. So same. Need one of these. Need to wrap this around. So the belts are going to go, when it comes in, the belt needs to go like that. All right, so we're going to so, shove it in like focus. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Got it. All right. And then we're going to. This one's already. Other way. These are tricky. All right, there we go. So hold it in place so that as soon as it hits, it starts to play against the nut. And then it goes in, and we've got ourselves. I don't want it from the belt, but I wish that nut would not move out of the way. I used the method. Starting to cramp. Thank you. Yes, Belle. Yeah, I think it's just going in there crooked for some reason. Am I using the right screw? That's right. Right, everything. Come on. So I want that to stay in place while I screw it in so that when the screw is all the way in, the nut is not pulling itself away. But I can't seem to do it because as soon as the screw hits the nut turns crooked. Yes, Belle. My cat needs me. What can I say? She needs me. So let's work on this nut. Well, I mean, it seems okay. Alright, maybe I didn't do it the right way the first time, but that should hold it for now. Alright, so the belt coming in should be facing up. Just let the cat in. Okay, let's see. So, belt's gonna go on here like that. Is it time, Belle? Yeah, it's time to feed the cat, isn't it? Yes, it is. I believe that it is. Andrew? Drew? I think we got it. All right. I gotta step away for 1 second. Be right back. What? Okay. So it's just still, even after all that, it's not wanting to go in. Like as soon as I start pushing it in, okay, I got it. Come out. Comes all the way to the end. The nut is all the way in. You can see the end of the screw. I think we're good. Okay, that was tough. That was the hardest part yet. Okay, that one goes, obviously. We're going to turn this up. Now we're attaching it to the underside. But don't tighten it completely. That's the Prusa printer motto. Don't tighten it completely. There's a little slat here in the printed part. Let's see, how can I show you this? Okay, here we go. So you can see this little, it's a little slat, a little slot that this screw will slide back and forth in. So when we mount it on there, we can slide it around, get the belt properly tensioned. I was going to say tight, but it's not necessarily tight. It just needs to be tensioned. And then we've got a Y-axis. So here we go. Okay. Alright. Didn't go in straight. Okay. Once more into the reach, my friend. Ooh. Yeah, it didn't go all the way in. A little bit more torque. Even then, it didn't screw down all the way. But my I mean, it won't go in anymore. This screw. There we go. All right. Okay, so what it says now is that this longer screw is going to go through both of them, and then when you tighten this screw, that's how you're going to adjust the belt tightness. So it's a tight fit in there. But it wants it to go all the way through. Come on. Do. And stop. And reach the nylock. The nylock. Okay, we're there. Aligning the Y-axis belt. Make sure the belt is placed in the axis of the printer. Both top and bottom part of the belt should be parallel above each other. To adjust the belt position, release screws on the pulley and slightly move with it until you reach the best position. Tighten both screws on the pulley. Okay. Okay. I think it's perfect. Yes, Belle? Come in. Let's say that's too loose. So it's explaining now that you need to tension the belt. So I'm pushing down on it and it's just really loose. So in order to tighten it, we have a screw right under here. The screw right here should tighten the belt. So we're going to give that a couple of turns. No. I think we need to loosen this one. I think that might be stripped. It's stripped. Better. I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, good. All right, cool. Use technique described below. All right, step 37. Use the technique described below to test if the belt is properly stretched. Use pliers to hold the y-axis motor shaft. Move the y-axis with your hand towards the y-axis motor. Don't use excessive force. If the belt is stretched properly, you should feel a resistance and the Y carriage won't move at all. If the belt is too loose, it will deform, creating a wave, and jump over the teeth on the pulley. After the proper tension is set, tighten the M310 screw. Okay, so what it's saying to do is to grab hold of this. Don't let it move. And then try and move the belt. And if it doesn't move at all, and also doesn't deform then you got good tension. We got good tension. And then tighten up that M10 on the bottom. Yeah. Okay, I have another tool I'm going to grab. So these have these roundy kind of ends, which make it easier to come in at an angle and hit something. Here, they're kind of roundy. You can see that now. So it's kind of round, but these others, these are squared off, right? So I have a handle for these that I need to go retrieve, and we'll use this. Be right back. Can you hear what I'm doing? No, actually. Okay, here we go, proper tool. Let's fix the focus. And something right in there. this screw right here. I think we're good. Okay, well, I don't know what's left. There's still a couple steps left. But I got no parts. So let's see what they tell us to do. That's 37. Alright. Haribo time. Carefully and quietly open the bag with Haribo sweets. High level of noise might attract nearby predators. You need to split the bears into 8 groups according to the upcoming chapters. Each chapter requires a specific amount of bears. See the pictures. For the y-axis, you must eat 15% of the bears. Oh, that's hilarious. So I have to eat candy now. Step 39, y-axis finished. Great job. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we have to follow the instructions. 15% is, I think, according to the picture there, approximately 6. Approximately 6. 6 of the little bears. That's so exciting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, put one back. Put one back. All right, here's the proof. I'm not gonna eat them all. I would, but all right. So that's it for the first step, assembling the y-axis. I think we're on our way to building a fantastic little 3D printer. I'm very excited. It was, you know, medium difficulty. I hope it doesn't get too much harder than that. There wasn't really a lot of like deep thought required or anything, but there were a couple of places where I just had to stop and think and really look at it in order to make sure I did it right. You know, and took my time, and I think it's looks just like the picture, so solid, good. I'm happy. And I'm going to sign off for now, and then we will do another live stream in the next day or two, and we'll continue on with our build. I guess we're 15% done with our Prusa printer build. Thank you so much. This has been Ben Finkley with Volacci 3D. Thank you.